Howdy YouTubers, welcome back. Just got a little job here. Somebody that I know, a friend passed away recently, and he was into his Otter engines. Never really done much on myself on Otter, but anyway, they're trying to get it sort of up and running. The family would like to see it running, and they've asked me. They've got a problem where as the piston rises, it hits this part here, so they just want a little spacer ring making, just to give them the clearance really, so there's nothing clashing. Just show you a little picture of that now. So that's today's job. I say just making a little ring, nothing critical. We're just going to machine a ring. The only problem we do have is the holes, where you think chuck it on a rotary table on the mill and drill the holes. Well, they've been sort of hand spaced. We had a quick measure and they're not at equal degrees around, and also they sort of waver in and out slightly. Like this one's a little bit closer to the edge, this one's a bit more central, so we've got a bit of playing around to do with this one. So it's just going to be a case of make it and then just sort of transfer punch them through, and then just give them some decent clearance also, nothing clashes. We can get a bit of movement, it's not that critical, so we'll get on with doing that now. So the first job we did, we just measured it with the calipers. Like I said, there's nothing too accurate, if you get what I mean. It's just a spacer ring. We're going to leave a bit of clearance on it. So first of all, we faced off the blank which was supplied by the client. So I was checking the outside measurement. Apologies a bit here for the camera angle. On this new lathe, which you probably saw a previous video bringing it in, etc., we've not actually set up any sort of good way of filming, if you get what I mean. So I have like an overhead rig on, like a boom on the other lathe. So we'll be getting around to sorting out in the future videos some better way of filming. It's not a bad shot really. At least it's steady. So yeah, we'll just take off the outside diameter down to size, just setting the DRO there. I think on this I was being a little bit not too tentative. I think I did about 50,000 cuts. The thing is, originally we were when it was supplied, they said it was a piece of mild steel of unknown grade. Turns out it's a piece of cast, but it'll be fine for doing this spacer ring. And I had no material that sort of size, but I think the cast would probably work pretty well. As you can tell, totally different style of chips going for it on cast rather than mild steel. We'll just speed this up a little bit. You can see there on the left the actual part of the engine that this will be going on for the spacer. This is obviously where the flame is underneath. Just putting the centre drill in now. The idea is I'm going to drill this out quite large size, just to save a lot of boring. To be honest with you, if I had a drill the right size, the drill would have probably been accurate enough for this job. Well, actually, when I did bore it out, just bored it a little bit over oversized what I wanted, just to make sure everything cleared. And just swap this out now for a bigger drill. I thought the speed was a little bit high, and then I went, yep, it was a little bit high, so just knocking that down a tad. And again, that just is a little bit on the high side. Seems to be doing alright, but then sort of as a chatter starts, it's time to knock it down a bit more. If ever in doubt, just always go slow. Still getting used to this lathe, to be honest with you. So some of the speeds and feeds I can give it, I'm just still not quite used to. And again, just sped up a little bit for you. Just cleaning up some of the mess. And now the boring bar on. Could have got away with a bigger boring bar if I had one set up for this lathe at the correct centre height, but I'm not at the moment. So this one's plenty enough. We're not taking big cuts, not going too deep, so it's rigid enough. Just setting the bed stop there. Now I've gone to the depth I want. I can just return to that every time so we're not crashing into the face inside the boiler. Just got the bore gauge on, just checking the bore, and again we're not to anywhere, just a thou or two close enough for what this is doing. Checking it carefully, obviously. So in a final measurement, I think, on the engine, and a quick clean up again. Clean off the cross slide this time to make sure there's no debris, because we're going to be bringing in the rear tool post now. And so what I like about these, instead of having to wind the cross slide all the way back, you just move the tool post on the cross slide, lock it in place, and away you go. And if you notice there, my jacket just had a little problem with the heating. When I was doing this, it's just been a cold day and the heater hadn't kicked in. So, try not to wear baggy sleeves. If you do, be very, very careful what you're doing. If you notice, my arms are going nowhere near the chuck. I'll be honest with you, I didn't engage the auto cross feed. Just getting a bit of confidence this lathe, but I have done jobs since. I've done jobs prior to this where I have used it. Just inserting a rod into the chuck here just to catch it, so it doesn't drop down into all the swarf in the pan at the bottom. And she's just about to go. You might hear the noise. There you go. Now she's ready to be drilled. So first thing we do, we just transfer points through. What I actually did, I put a little drop of super glue just to hold these two parts together while I was punching them. So we just use a transfer punch just to mark the places for drilling. Because like I said, these were just hand done originally, so there's no accurate spacing with them. You can just see the punch marks there, and I put a the black pen mark you can see is so I know where to line it back up. So there it is, all drilled. Like I said, I didn't get any footage of the drilling. One of the main reasons was I've not got anything set up yet on the drill like the lathe, because I've got a new drill which will be showing shortly on a new machine day. So there it is, sort of in place, not bolted together or anything, but it's you know, ready to go. Hopefully this should work for them. Like I said, they didn't supply any bolts, but they're going to need obviously some longer bolts bolted together. So I hope they're going to be happy with this. So there we have it. So fingers crossed that'll just space up the engine for them, get it working, get it up and running. If I do get anything back from them and any pictures, any videos, I'll show them on a future video. But for now, hopefully I'll just give them enough clearance and they can get the thing running. Like I said, I've never really done any hot air engines, never play with them, so I'm hoping it does work for them. If you have any other suggestions, if you don't mind, put them in the comments below, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching, YouTubers, and until next time, as always, it'll be right.